Welcome, I'm Deronda with Foods 101. Today I'm going to show you how to make this perfect angel food cake. It's soft, it's spongy, fluffy, moist, but most of all, delicious. Now the ingredients you're going to need are 1.5 cups of sugar, 1 cup of cake flour. Now this is the cake flour brand I love to use. It's the Swan's Down cake flour. You're going to need 1.25 cups of egg whites. That's anywhere from 9 to 12 eggs, depending on the size of your eggs. And I'll show you how to separate the whites from the yolks here in a little bit. You're going to need 1.5 teaspoons of cream of tartar. This is your cream of tartar. You can go ahead and find it at your supermarket in your spice section. And then you've got a teaspoon of your pure vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon of your pure almond extract. Now, this is optional, but I love that almond flavor. It gives this angel food cake. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now, let me show you how we're going to separate the whites from the yolks of the eggs. I've almost got my 1.25 cups of egg whites, and I want to show you how I'm removing the whites from the yolk. I'm going to go ahead and crack it on the edge of a surface till I get a lovely little crack there in my egg. And then we're going to separate it, and we're going to toss the white with the yolk back and forth. And you want to make sure you use a clean bowl, because you don't want any of your yolk in with your egg white. If you do get your yolk in with your egg white, you're not going to have this beautiful, fluffy, white texture we're looking for on our egg whites. Now, it looks like I'm going to now have my 1.25 cups of egg whites. Now, let me show you how I'm going to whip this together. Add your egg whites to a very clean mixing bowl that you're going to whip your egg whites in, and I'm using my KitchenAid today. Now, we're going to let these sit off to the side for the next 30 minutes until our egg whites come to room temperature. Sift your cake flour with only 1/2 cup of your 1.5 cups of sugar. And that's about right. And we're going to sift this twice. And as you see, I'm going to sift it over a bowl here. If you have anything left over, as you can see there, that goes in the trash. And then you have this fine sift, but we're going to sift it one more time using a smaller bowl. And now we're going to sift it a second time. And 2 times is all we're going to be sifting it. And I may have needed a larger bowl, but since we can transfer it back to this bowl, I'm going to do that and give it a second sifting. Then you'll have this fine texture you're going to need for your angel food cake. At this time, you want your oven preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and you're going to need a 10-inch Bundt pan. Now, if you have the part that comes out of your Bundt pan, which makes it into 2 parts, that would be awesome. But we don't oil this, we don't grease it, we don't flour it, we leave it just like this. Now let's set this off to the side while we whip our egg whites. To the egg whites, we're going to add the almond extract, the vanilla extract, the salt, and cream of tartar. And I've got my balloon attachment here on my KitchenAid. And I'm going to just raise it up and start it off on medium speed and let it whip until it forms soft peaks. Now at this point, you want to add the rest of your sugar, adding 2 tablespoons at a time until you've got all your sugar completely incorporated into your egg whites. Now, I've got all the sugar added, and as you can see, we have soft peaks. Now, I'm going to turn the beater up to high and let this whip into stiff peaks. All right, now we have these lovely stiff peaks. You see the difference? They'll just peak right up. Now, I'm going to remove this from the KitchenAid. With a huge spatula, we're going to gently fold in the sifted flour sugar mixture 1/2 cup at a time. And to fold in, you're just going to incorporate that flour and sugar in with your beautiful egg whites. And oh my goodness, I had a little taste of this egg white earlier and it was absolutely scrumptious. All right, so you want to be sure not to push down the texture of your beautiful egg whites here. Take your time. Just make sure the flour and the sugar is well incorporated and just keep folding. And now it's time to add another 1/2 cup of our flour sugar mixture. Okay, and continue doing this until you have your 1.5 cups of flour and sugar all incorporated into your egg whites here. We're going to gently spoon our mixture into our angel food cake pan, which is a Bundt pan. Be very careful when you're adding it. Just spoon it in evenly. Oh my gosh, I can smell the vanilla. And the almond extract. All right, this is the last of it I'm going to add. Now we can just kind of smooth it out at the top here. Get it even. And I use another spatula just to scrape off the spoon that I'm using to mix the angel food cake batter. Just try to get it all in there. Now, to make sure you have all your air pockets out, you're going to take a knife and you're going to use a knife and you're going to go around the angel food cake to make sure no air pockets are in there. So when it bakes and when you cut into it after it's baked, you won't have any holes in your cake. That's very important here. Now, this goes off to a 350-degree preheated oven. Bake on the lower rack of your oven for the next 35 to 50 minutes. Use your timer and no peeking. You're going to need a cooling rack like this before taking your cake out of the oven, because you're going to cool your cake upside down in its baking pan for 1 hour before removing it from its pan. Just took my angel food cake out of the oven and ooh, my kitchen smells so yummy. I've got a skewer here because I'm going to check the cake. Make sure that skewer comes out dry. If not, you'd have to put it back in the oven for the next 3 to 5 minutes. We're going to flip it upside down. Here's our cooling rack. And let this cool for the next hour. And I'll be back to show you how we're taking it out of the pan. My cake's been cooling for 1 hour. And now, to get it out of the Bundt pan, I've got a plastic knife. The reason I use a plastic knife is it doesn't scrape the sides of your pans. So we're just going to go down the side like this, all the way around. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I can smell the vanilla and I can smell that almond extract. Oh my gosh. Yummy, yummy. All right. Now, we've gone all the way around. You may want to go around again just for the fun of it. Make sure you really loosen it up. And then here in the center, you're just going to go around too. All right. Just like that. All right, and now to get it out, you just may want to loosen it up by giving it a shake to the right and the left. And we're going to turn it upside down. And voila, look what a beauty that is. Now all these little extra crumbs, you can just roll off like this. Oh my yums, and it smells so good. And now I'm going to show you how we're going to cut into it. I put it on this little serving plate, as you can see here. I've got a serrated knife, and that means it's got a little teeth on the edge. That way it'll cut very beautifully into the cake. Oh my, this is so fluffy and lovely and tender. And the great thing about this, you can get 12 to 16 pieces. If you cut them at the smaller piece, they're about only 112 calories. Now I just want to show you the inside of it. Look how pillowy that is and how soft. And I'm telling you, with a little whipped cream and some fresh fruit, it's going to be a winner. Let me try it. Lovely. There's that lovely little crunch here on the top. Oh my goodness. That almond flavorings coming out. The vanilla. The eggs were so lovely and fresh. Hey y'all, this is win-win. If you want a nice, light, beautiful, airy cake, this perfect angel food cake is the way to go. Leave me a comment, give me a thumb up, and I'll catch y'all next time.